We wrote an article recently on search intent tools, and one of the big technology innovations that we've been working with are vector embeddings. Robin, do you want to talk about what this search intent tool does using vector embeddings?
Yeah, so this is a tool that we've created for free use, and it takes your GSC data, where you would upload it here as queries.csv, just the export directly out of Google Search Console. And we take all of the queries that you upload and we embed them into an embedding space that's comparable to what Google uses and any AI platform uses in order to find the kind of hidden meaning behind the queries and how they group together. So we have a visualization here showing all the different topics that we have rolled these individual queries up into and how the different queries relate to each other. So there's a topic about payroll processing and compliance because one of the queries was payroll provider comparison and another one of the queries was learning payroll processing. And they don't always have to be exactly rooted in one word. Another one is salary and tax calculations, where we have taxes on biweekly paycheck, and another here with net income on 90K. So they have different words under them, but they have ultimately the same parent topic about salary and tax calculations. And then once we've done that kind of clustering and grouping and have those broader topics, we can roll up the data that we have from GSC about the individual queries. We're not storing any of that data, so it's all safe, but we can see across all the queries about salary and tax calculations, we have these aggregate signals. This just explains a little bit of how the embeddings are actually done. But then we can show you kind of another view where we can say, all right, here's the narrative this week about automated scheduling because it has this highest overall value.
There's two uses for this. One is you can just upload your Google Search Console data and get a clustered, prioritized analysis. But then the other piece, if you scroll up a bit, you can actually see how those queries translate into numerical representations or vectors. And I think that's something that a lot of tools don't do, is the part of showing the work, showing how it actually happens.
Right. And we show it two different ways, where we have the actual embeddings that were used here in kind of a preview, but have the full version paginated, but then also showing the kind of human-readable version. So here's the nice chart that shows how these clusters root together. And then here's, the chart, the table that shows what the embeddings actually are that were used to generate that chart and to find that the individual queries do map similarly to each other.
It's also worth noting, before we built this, we said, well, can't ChatGPT or Claude do this for us? And we tried to get them to embed this data. And sometimes they said they were, but as we dug in, we realized they actually were not using embeddings.
It was defaulting to kind of keyword and TF-IDF based approaches.
So what's different about this versus what ChatGPT is doing if I just upload my Google Search Console data?
So one of the big things is this is kind of a structured process where we can guarantee that we look at every individual query and that we've embedded it, and we can use a consistent flow to find the clustering and all of that. So really, I would say one of the major benefits is just the consistency. When we were trying to do kind of the quick approximation of it with ChatGPT, the versions that we saw that were using just kind of keyword matching or TF-IDF suffer because those are just looking for exact string matches ultimately, rather than being able to kind of find the embedded meaning.